Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful day here in Gurnee, Illinois. We're at Six Flags Great America.
And the skies are blue. What?
I cannot tell you how many times we have come to this park and it has been the most dreary, disgusting weather. And it is amazing outside. I'm so happy.
And I'm excited because, like, these rides are gonna look so beautiful against the blue sky. All I wanna do is film. I don't even wanna ride anything, but I'll ride stuff.
Yeah, so there are no new roller coasters since the last time we visited, which I believe was in 2021?
Yeah, the last time we were here, I was telling Taylor, it was one of like my favorite park visits ever. Like, not necessarily just because of this park, but because we came in and we thought it was open for literally like 2 hours and we were speed running everything. And then we find out that it's actually open for 1 extra hour and the app was wrong. And we ended up just sitting on Goliath for like 10 rounds without getting off. It was amazing. It was so fun.
Yeah, that vlog is still available for you guys to go watch if you want to see what we're talking about. So we do have a couple new enhancements to the park since our last visit. Vertical Velocity is now themed to the Flash, got a brand new repaint. They're currently working on their new Sky Striker Zamperla Giant Discovery. It is not open yet, but it will be very, very soon, so we'll show you guys that. And we're gonna hop on some of our favorites like Goliath and Maxx Force.
Yeah.
Should be a good time. Let's go. Our first ride of the day, we went straight for Maxx Force and got a front row ride.
So, obviously I've ridden this before, it's on camera, it definitely happened. However, having the memory of a goldfish and how much new stuff I did on that trip, I like couldn't even remember this experience and how crazy that launch was. And I'm like, wow, holy cow. Like I wish it went on for longer, but I get that that's the whole shtick, that it is just insanely fast acceleration in a short period of time. But I'm like, I just want to keep going at that speed for so much longer. It's so good.
Dude, that launch is so quick.
S&S wins for launches. Like, I'm sorry, but I like those launches even better than the hydraulic launches.
Ooh, okay.
That's a hot take.
It's up for debate because here's the thing: is the S&S launches are over a lot quicker, but
they
people
are so punchy. Oh my god.
Yeah, but people like the hydraulic launches because it's like a bit more sustained and just as forceful. So it's a give and
like
take.
Getting shot out of a gun.
That layout is so fun. It is short, but it is great. Six Flags, why haven't you built more of these things? Like,
literally,
this is
a world, why haven't you built more of these
It's
things?
a great fit here at Great America. I'd love to see this at other Six Flags parks. I feel like we've been pretty vocal about that.
Six Flags New England.
Yeah.
Six Flags over
Georgia. Yeah, definitely.
Please. No, literally, I could listen to the sound of that launch all day. It is the coolest sound ever.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's very satisfying, and that's the same sound that Dodonapa made, and now that that is gone, this is the closest you'll ever get to experiencing that.
That you made my experience less enjoyable because we're sitting there on the launch about to go. He's like, you're never going to get to ride Dodonapa, so enjoy this. I'm like, thanks. Thanks for reminding me.
Well, last time we rode this, it was still in operation. Yeah! I love this main plaza here in Great America. You get a view of like so many different roller coasters from here.
And myself and clearly Six Flags, assuming that this is coming out sometime in June, wishes everybody a happy Pride Month.
Yeah, look at that.
So rainbow!
Rainbow logo. So if you've visited any regional theme park within the past year or two, we're probably all on the same page here that pricing has gotten out of control. So take a look at some of these prices here at Six Flags Great America. A large drink is $8.
That's really criminal.
If it was $4, I would have said it was too much. But $8 is crazy. A bottle of water, $6.50.
Or if you have friends, you can get 2 for $10.
That's nuts.
That's so
Yeah, and
terrible.
these are just like drinks. Now imagine food prices.
I literally was looking at the bubble tea earlier, and one bubble tea was $13. I was like, never mind, I don't need it that bad.
Insane.
According to Taylor, this Buccaneer Bay thing is a big change, but I've only been here like once, so I don't remember. Enlighten me.
Yeah, so this is a splash battle, and they've completely closed off. That's why you can see the work walls up around it. So, you know, coaster enthusiasts doing their speculation, typical, are saying that this would be the logical plot of land for like your next big ride. And, you know, if you're strategic about it, you probably could fit a roller coaster.
Unfortunately, American Eagle is not going to be open for this trip, but you can see Sky Striker's under construction. It's pretty darn far along. I'm going to guess that's probably why, because they don't want anyone in this area. So I guess it'll be worth it for everybody in the long run. But I'm kind of bummed. I wanted to ride it.
Remember how we were talking about Buccaneer Battle earlier and how you could put potentially a new roller coaster there? One of the things that people also speculate is that you could also use some of the land from this go-kart track. So combine this with Buccaneer Battle, and that's a decent area. Sarah's never done Little Dipper, so we're gonna go for a ride, because why not? We don't have to wait for it, it's all good.
It looks so cute. I must have it.
For those unfamiliar, this ride is actually a relocation. It was from Kittyland here in Illinois. That park closed down in 2009, so they moved it here. Pretty cool. That is one small ride. We hit the brake run and I was like, that is the tiniest freaking wooden coaster. And then I remember, no, wait, we've done the smallest freaking wooden coaster.
You didn't remember, I reminded you.
Yeah, the one of Ride Playland. But yeah, this one's still pretty close.
That one this was more of like a layout though. Like I felt like, obviously the one at Ride Playland is literally just that one moment and then it comes back around. Like this is like such a tiny like full layout. It's so cute. I loved it.
Very short though, keeping with the trend, but it's fine, it's for kids. We're now entering the newest themed area of the park. It is DC Universe. So they redid Vertical Velocity to now be the Flash of Vertical Velocity. Gave it a brand new color palette, and it looks nice. I mean, it's still like Six Flags theming, but an upgrade regardless. Our first ride on the newly rebranded Flash Vertical Velocity. We did the front row. It's a good time. It's fun. That spiral is really cool. You go like all the way up to the top. It's awesome.
Yeah, the visual is absolutely crazy. It makes some noises when you're braking that I feel could be used in some kind of major motion picture as sounds of some kind of beast. Right? Like it sounds so like it's growling like mercilessly, and it doesn't sound nice.
And then
okay.
likewise, then when you launch, it sounds like screeching. It's those LIMs, like it's just like this very distinct sound.
Sounds like the sound on Banshee.
Yeah, the scream at the top. Yeah, it's kind of similar, honestly. I will say, keep your head forward when you're going up the spiral because that rotation is very sudden, and it could bang your head.
I did, but it's fine.
All the other parts are fine because you're just riding in a straight line. It's pretty.
Those ones are just so cool, man.
Yeah.
It's really, really an awesome
Very,
ride.
very cool. Bring on the holding brake. Valley Fair knows what's up.
Please, that's like the coolest thing ever.
So you guys know that this is the original Batman. So here's a fun little Easter egg that's completely useless. So see how this support right here is at complete right angle, 90 degrees? That's because this bathroom was here prior to this ride being built. And so while you have all these other supports that are an angle, you can see they are not at that 90-degree angle. This one had to, otherwise it would have jetted straight into this building. So if you ride a Batman clone and you see one that is at a 90-degree angle, it is because they just copied and pasted this exact ride to those other parks. So kind of fun. And that was the original B&M invert, Batman the Ride.
Dude, like, I feel like people make fun of B&M sometimes for not having the most intense rides, but like, I would argue that the Batman clones are literally some of the most intense roller coasters ever.
They absolutely are. No, B&M's B&M inverts are like crazy.
We each took an end seat so we could both get like the real whippy feeling, and like, oh my gosh, it is like just absolutely insane how intense that coaster is. And like, I will say it's definitely not the smoothest of the Batman clones.
It's also really funny because it doesn't have wheel covers. So it looks like naked, like you see in the train, like go around the track. And it's funny because as we're pulling into the brake road, you see all the wheel covers off to the side. So I don't know if that's a permanent thing or like just a temporary thing, but either way, it looks a little weird.
Yeah, I saw them in the shed, so they're still in existence.
They're there. We're looking at food. Look at this. This is a new one to me. A $1.30 surcharge will be added to each order due to increased labor and supply costs. So they're pulling a SeaWorld. Wow. This place is so fun. We have a moose right here in the center. We got more moose on the wall. And if you look closely, there's a little model train going around the building. That's great. Good barbecue too. We ate it all, so we don't have anything to show you. But trust us when we say it was really good. We've made it to the back of the park for the other big ride that we were really excited to get back on. It's Goliath, the RMC wind coaster, one of only 4 in the world.
Yeah, this one I remember doing a lot. Because like I said, we sat on it at the end of the night and rode it like 10 times without getting off. And like, I feel like this is definitely an underappreciated RMC
It is, but
coaster.
it's still the weakest of the 4 wind coasters.
It is, but I don't think it's the weakest overall. A lot of people put this like really far to the bottom, and I just think the layout is awesome.
It is.
Maybe I'll change my mind because I've done a lot more of them since then. But
it's short but sweet, much like Maxx Force. I think Great America has a thing for really good short rides. Two rides in on Goliath. We did second and back row and then somewhere in the middle. It's excellent. It's really, really well paced.
I absolutely love that ride. I think it's so much fun. The reactions really speak for themselves. Everybody was like clapping and cheering as we got off the ride. I'm like,
the people behind us were screaming so loud. I swear
yeah.
I blew an eardrum. And then as we had the break on, they're like, "Oh, that wasn't that bad." I'm like,
you're
it wasn't that bad.
Your
Sure,
screaming said
sure.
otherwise, but okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I love that ride. I always gray out like on the first drop, like going up into that turnaround, and like it's just so forceful. And I love like how hang timey the inversions all are. Saying it's like the weakest of the RMC Woodies, I don't know if I agree with that fully. Like I know like I'd put this close to Lightning Rod, so I don't know. It's tough to say.
You know, some areas of this park look really nice, but this is one that is very resemblant of a parking lot with just blacktop, and I don't know. I feel like this area could use a refresh.
I feel like even if they wanted to add more places for people to sit down, because I mean,
it's just the occasional, I know, just around like a little lamppost, but there's not even a lamppost. There's nothing here.
They could totally turn like this into like a cool like hangout lounging area here.
Yeah, I'd love to see this plaza get updated because yeah, you can see some like empty stands where there's nothing really going on. Like I feel like even this looks better. I just think when parks do blacktop, it's really, really ugly. So I don't know, bad trend. But regardless, rant over. Let's go ride X-Flight. X-Flight is a very middle of the pack, maybe lower end wing coaster. You know, it's solid. It's fine for what it is. It's the only one in the Six Flags chain.
Yeah, that part is very cool. But yeah, it's got some parts that are a little on the shuffly side. Like it's not necessarily painful, but
it definitely like has some bounce to it
feels
at moments.
A little wrong.
It's more noticeable in the outer seats.
I really like the keyhole on this.
Yes.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, the near miss is awesome. You can hear everyone screams louder at that part.
I mean, duh.
Yeah. But layout is fine. I like the wing overdrop, as always. And I like that they have some different like theming elements, you know, during the experience. So it's solid.
I think next we're gonna do Demon because it was closed last time I was here for both days. So let's do that.
With only one loop and a double corkscrew twist, Cedar Point's corkscrew has nothing on this. Enjoy the Demon.
The Demon. The Demon. They're playing like old school music, like with the rides. Like it's like his theme song. It's so good.
Dude, that drop has crazy airtime. It like frightened me. I'm not used to riding like aero corkscrews where the drop is that dramatic of an airtime moment. I was like, wow.
Surprises you. I love the tunnel with like all the lights. Although it was a little weird going through the vertical loops and there's like no more rock work because they tore it down like towards the end of last year.
Which is why everyone thought the ride was getting bulldozed.
Yeah, everyone was like, crap, they're taking out the Demon. But I was like, no, they're just taking out some of the rock work. But not all the rock work is gone. There's still some rock work towards the end right before the corkscrews, which I like as it starts leaning into the first corkscrew. You almost like hang there on your side for a second.
You do.
That was quirky and different, you know.
But that's fun. I'm glad. I usually would skip stuff like that, but I'm a sucker for theming, and I'm glad I did it.
Also, what are those restraints? So weird.
Very weird.
Now entering Southwest Territory, I love how when we walked in, we were like, oh yeah, it's so nice that the skies are blue and it's a really nice day. And now it is just so completely gray and overcast. So one of the big changes recently made to Six Flags Great America is that Hurricane Harbor is now a separate entrance, so you can no longer come in through the park. You have to exit and then use a separate entrance using a separate ticket, which has not been super well received. I don't know. I don't agree with the decision.
I think it's an odd decision. I think that it was always cool that they were a combo thing, but
I mean, a lot of parks are, so yeah, I gotta think that the Hurricane Harbor attendance has gotta be affected from that decision. Like, I feel like way more people will now just choose to go to the main park instead of doing both. So, I don't know. We'll be interested to see if this stays or if they change it back. Viper was better than I remembered.
much better. I don't remember it having so much airtime. Like, there's 4 moments that are like really, really good.
Yeah, so those 4 moments are this hill right here when you're sitting in the back, the hill immediately afterwards, this hill right over there, and then there's a smaller one right there towards the end of the ride. We did 2 rides then on, both in the back car, and yeah, you like float up out of your seat. It's real fun. My only criticism is I wish that we saw that with the first drop and then the turnaround and then this hill right over here.
So totally unrelated to Viper, but I have to comment this because it's been such a magical part of my day. So there's like these like little wish things that have been flying all through the air, and they've been landing on like my clothes and my hair and stuff, and like this is kind of wonderful.
Go for a ride on Raging Bull. I had a realization earlier. I've never done the front row on Raging Bull because every time we're here, everyone's like, you gotta do the back row. It's the best, which I believe it's the best.
It is.
But I want to ride the front row at some point because we have to try it out.
You gotta compare. It's research. I have to say, this ride is like the biggest missed opportunity ever that we're like in Chicago, and it's like Raging Bull, but there actually isn't any connection to the NBA team. I always thought that's why it was called Raging Bull, and everyone from this area was like, oh no, it's just a bull.
Yeah, they don't have the rights to it, I'm sure.
What?
Two back-to-back rides there on Raging Bull. First in the back row, once in the front row. Because gotta try out the front.
Science.
So, yeah. So front is great for the big airtime hill. That's really the main moment that is good in the front.
You like bypass the trim almost. Like you're over it before the trim hits.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
The rest of it is fine. It's a good sense of speed. The back is where it's at. For sure.
That drop is so good in the back. It's awesome.
That is the best airtime moment in the park, is the first drop in the back row. It is nuts.
Followed by the drop on Demon.
Drop on Demon is fun. Other good moments, I would say there's a little, it's still a pretty big drop towards the end, like into this helix. And also that same big airtime hill is also pretty good in the back. The rest of it, a lot of bank turns. Again, a very unconventional layout for a B&M Hyper. It's the only like formal twister hyper coaster.
That's true. I will say it runs kind of like Goliath at Over Georgia, where it has like a little like uncomfortable rattle to it. Like I feel like it was rattling my brain a bit. Not like so much so that it's not enjoyable, but I think it's definitely getting to the point that it might need like some tune-ups here and there.
Yeah, I agree. I also really wanted to get a repaint. It's looking faded.
It literally could pop so much in this skyline right now if it was like a bright orange and purple instead of like a really faded, washed out looking.
Yeah, and Great America has a beautiful skyline with all the roller coasters. And this is like, let's be real, this is like the big ride of the park, right? Yes. So, a nice repaint I think would do wonders. So that does it for our day here at Six Flags Great America. I feel very satisfied with everything that we got to experience. We did a lot.
I know, we accomplished a lot today. Hopefully everyone liked the footage. I think it turned out pretty nice.
Yeah, stupid weather.
Yeah.
Another visit to Great America where it looks like crap outside.
Such is life. But yeah, I mean, this park is a lot of fun. I think they have a lot of really solid rides. I'm excited for whatever they do next. I hope they do something like big standout ride again.
It seems like that is on the horizon because Maxx Force was the last roller coaster they added. That was 2019. It's 2024. I think that it's got to be coming, right?
But to be honest, they kind of need a family coaster. Also, I mean, what do they have right now?
Dark Knight, Whizzer. Does Little Dipper count?
That's kind of a kid's coaster.
Yeah. No, something medium size would actually do pretty well here.
I think that, I don't know, we've seen so many kinds of family coasters out there nowadays. So
yeah,
there's a lot of options that could probably fit in all different plots of land. But I think that they definitely could use something else in that department.
Well, and this park pulls huge numbers. This park is insanely popular. It is directly in between Chicago and Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. This park has always got people in it. All things considered, today wasn't that bad. But I have been here when it is slammed.
Yeah.
So, Six Flags is gonna give them something. That's why they keep getting investments.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna head out, but thank you guys so much for joining us. And of course, make sure to stay tuned for more here at Coaster Studios, and we'll see you next time.